Yes, guys. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you very much for joining us again, guys. I do appreciate it. We have got the Arne Slot. He's real. He's not a myth. He's not a leprechaun or a unicorn or anything like that. He's actually real. He's had an interview. He's a very good interview as well. We're going to talk about it, and obviously to talk about, I've got my man K-Mac with me. K-Mac, how you doing, man?
I'm good. Hope everyone's well. Arne Slot isn't AI.
He's not AI. People are going to say it was an AI interview, though. Oh, it's mad. It's mad. Arne Slot. Or Arne.
Arne Slot.
Arne Slot. Look, let's get down to it straight away. Big up to everyone in the chat. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and share, and all that good stuff. And also, don't forget to go over to K-Mac and check his channel out as well. Guys, we're going to talk about Arne Slot's interview. We're going to chat about it. We're going to break it down a little bit, have a little discussion. And then, obviously, we'll talk about some transfer rumours, especially a certain Italian defender that's looks like it's catching the eye of one Richard Hughes at the moment. So, yeah, we're going to chat about him as
Might have
well.
Some links there, maybe.
Yes,
maybe.
Yeah. And Juventus are not, and Bologna are not very happy with Juventus right now. So, nope. Yeah. Best start. K-Mac, this interview, did you watch it?
Yeah, I watched it. Watched it when I was walking my dog in the woods.
There you go. Well, nothing better to do there.
It was great. It was a good interview. Really good interview. I do like the I do like the Liverpool presenter who does interviews. Him. He is good.
Yeah.
Like you normally get your club channel. You normally get the club channel. The presenters are normally crap.
Yeah,
like some of the others, like Chelsea, Man United, Arsenal TV, like the presenters are rubbish. But he's actually pretty good. It was a good interview.
Yeah, I enjoyed the interview. I really did. Look, I thought, obviously when Liverpool put their little clips out of Arne Slot definitely having his interview today, and he looked like the happiest man you've ever seen in your life. And look, what I will say, I'll get K-Mac's view on this as well. I've seen some negativity about the interview. Some people saying it was boring. Some people said he spoke about Feyenoord too much.
Where's your speed?
It's just like, I don't mean like there was somebody on Anfield Agenda. I don't know if anyone's seen it. Let me just read this. I want to get the negativity out of the way with, because
he did get asked a lot about Feyenoord, though. Like he did get asked questions about Feyenoord. Like, what's he supposed to talk about?
It's just mad. If I got that, So someone left a comment on Anfield Agendas today, right? And he said, I was annoyed at how he kept speaking about his previous club. I also feel like he should have been more complimentary about joining a club 10 times bigger than anything he's ever done. Didn't really speak about on how special it will be for him to manage in Anfield. He just said that all first games are special, like the first games of his previous jobs. No, it's not the same. It's like trying to play it down when he should be hyping it up. Fact is, his job is way too big for him, and he should acknowledge that. We were kept waiting for this interview, and it was a massive disappointment, in my opinion. Not even 10% as good as Klopp's. Like,
well, Klopp's wasn't an interview like that. Klopp's was an actual
press conference, right? For starters, Klopp was Liverpool manager for 8 years, and he spoke about Borussia Dortmund a lot in that time as well. In 8 years,
a lot.
There is nothing wrong of speaking about your previous places that you've been employed at,
where you did well.
Yeah, it's not like he did shit at Feyenoord.
No, and he said that. He said like he named like some of the trophies that he's won and what he's done in the last couple of years. Like
I can't believe.
Nah, you're not going to make everyone happy, are you? Let's be honest.
I can't believe how upset and disappointed a lot of people are. It makes me laugh. I'm sitting there going, I'm reading a lot of people. Like, I'm looking at the comments in people's channels today, and like big channels, and people on Twitter and all that and everything. And some people, like a lot of people like us, most people in the chat are pretty upbeat and like the interview, or like how he came across. Some people go, oh, it's a bit dull. He's not the charisma of Jurgen Klopp, and it's like, can we please.
We can't reincarnate the man into
I
another
thought,
person.
I'll tell you right now, firstly, I thought he was 100 times more charismatic than Ten Hag straight
Yeah,
away.
I thought he was really good, by the way. And if you didn't notice, he said the words, "It means more to
Yeah, it
Liverpool."
means more. It
Like,
means more.
I love
But
that
but
shit.
by the way,
That
a
shit.
lot. I liked it as well, but a lot of
I
people were
liked it.
pissed off by that comment.
I like that because we all got
Yeah,
behind Trent when he said it.
yeah. It's just mad. It's
The
some
guy's watched our
people.
training sessions.
Yeah, he's been watching
He's been
training
watching our training
sessions
sessions.
under
Like, what more do you
Jurgen
want?
Klopp while he was Feyenoord manager.
Yeah, what
Let
more do
that
you want?
sink in. Let that sink in. He basically said it in an interview.
I
Yeah,
know.
I've watched training videos. So he's either watched them while he was still Feyenoord manager, or
Yeah,
Liverpool
he
gave
was.
him a load of tapes to watch after he left Feyenoord. Either way, he's doing his own work and he's preparing. I thought he came across really well. I think some of the stuff, like people were saying he weren't bigging up Liverpool enough. What do you want him to do? Like literally get Liverpool tattooed on his arm while he's live or something like that. I mean,
Up on his head.
he's yeah, like
On his big
he
bald head.
he basically said, "I won't leave in Feyenoord for anyone else."
Yeah.
Like he said, Tottenham. He said the Premier League team came for him last season, which was Tottenham Hotspur, as we know, and he rejected them.
Chelsea
He
wanted
weren't.
him as well, by the way.
Yeah, and Chelsea
looking
wanted.
at him.
He didn't want to leave anyone apart unless it was Liverpool that came in for him. So I don't know how much he's got to shout about the club. He already spoke about like the likenesses of Feyenoord and Liverpool, like how they are as a city. You know, cities that have got ports by the river and docks
Dockers,
and
yeah.
hard-working people
Liked it.
and caring, hard-working people that love their city and love their football club. That's what he was chatting about. I can't. Came out. I don't. That comes across brilliant to me, man. I don't know about you.
Yeah, he came across really well. No, honestly, he came across really well. He was really humble. He was really good about Jurgen. Like he even said that the reason why it wasn't announced earlier and he didn't do anything sooner is because he wanted Jurgen to have a good farewell. Like
Yeah,
he didn't want to overshadow what was going on with Jurgen because he's been a legend for the club and he deserves that send off. That's what you
yeah,
want. You don't want your new manager like coming into the club like while Jurgen's still there. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I just think we've done things really well, and
We
it was a
have.
good interview. I mean, it's obviously been quite rushed because he hasn't even got his name on his jacket. Like it's literally like
Oh
he's
yeah,
just been given a
he
load of
ain't,
kit to wear.
he ain't got the AS, has he? He hasn't got
No,
the
he hasn't got
AS.
any of that done yet. So, and the weird thing is, I just watched Cal's show today, and
Hmm.
Coppish. That he mentioned on it. So Cal mentioned on it. He thinks it's been done quickly, so other announcements can be made
Yeah, and that's what we're going
before,
to talk about now.
and it's an interesting one that because I think that makes sense.
Well, so let's work our way through it. So in the interview, he did talk about
Yeah,
why he's only just doing the interview now when we're well into June, 20th of June. Pre-seasons, he said, starts in 2 weeks. And why is the interview opened now? And I thought it was really classy how he said it. It's basically he wanted Klopp to have his send off. They did, and the football club. I think the football club and Arne Slot have come very classy with this. They didn't want to just go on the 1st of June, a couple of days later, bang, forget about Klopp now, bang, here you go. I think he respected he realised and respected what Jurgen Klopp had done for Liverpool, and not just the team, the city, and the people, and everything like that, and how missed he's going to be. And he respected that, and so did the football club. You know, everyone talks about the football club, they're heartless, this, they're heartless that at times. And I thought this came across actually, no, they're not. They're business people. So sometimes business people are a little heartless, but they did the right thing, in my opinion. And now they felt they was ready. And he sat down and had a 30-minute interview with Liverpool TV. And I thought that was absolutely perfect, K-Mac, don't you?
yeah, I do. I mean, they even let Jurgen do the concert as well. They got that out of the way as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They did all that.
They let him have a concert as well at Anfield.
They let Liverpool say goodbye to Jurgen Klopp in the way
They
Liverpool
let us
wanted
mourn.
us.
They let us mourn
Yeah,
for a bit as
and
well.
then
Because,
right, and now they're
so the
like, right,
fans.
you're all ready now. Bang, here's Arne.
Yeah,
Let's do the interview. Let's get this
that's
going
it.
now. And
You've
I
seen
love
him in
that.
Ibiza. He's here now.
And have you noticed that everyone's gone quiet after Arne did the interview and explained all this? You don't hear all this shit now. Like, it all went
No.
quiet. That's all it took.
Yeah.
Also, in that, he was talking about obviously what he's got to do at the football club, but he talked about recruitment. And the thing that for the recruitment bit, he talked about the head coach bit of it. And everyone keeps going
Yeah.
on about this head coach thing because apparently people have never heard of this before. But as he said, it's nothing new to him because in Europe, that's how it's done.
Yeah.
It's how it's done. He said it's done in the Netherlands and it's done in Europe. This is how it's done. Not bothered me. I think he put a lot of things where he basically said, I do have involvement in transfers. You know, I do have involvement in transfers. As he said, he has been on the phone to Richard Hughes every day.
Yeah. And I like the way it was Richard Hughes. It wasn't Michael Edwards, because it won't be Michael
Michael's
Edwards.
not involved. Michael just employed him. Richard Hughes is now the one he's got to talk
everyone's
to.
been
For
talking
transfers.
about Edwards, and you're like, what are you going on about Edwards for?
Edwards is his boss. Edwards is his boss, and Richard Hughes is his sporting director, and he's been on the phone every day. So,
which is great.
I've came back. Basically, I think there's a few things in that where he spoke about Richard Hughes and recruitment and what he needs to do at Liverpool, and I think it must have a lot of people must have sat there and gone, okay, because a lot of people think Liverpool ain't going to do nothing. He likes the squad and all this and that, but he basically spoke about, look, things will happen. I've just got here, getting me coaching staff here that we'll get to in a minute. But I think if some Liverpool fans were a bit worried, I personally, he eased me completely. I don't know about you, K, man.
Totally.
Completely put me at ease, man. Don't know how you feel.
Yep. No, absolutely. He obviously told us that he basically gave us an update on the goalkeeping coach in Fabian Ott, which is a really, really
from
good coach, by the way.
Mönchengladbach, was it?
Yeah,
he said.
Mönchengladbach, really, really highly rated coach. He's only young as well.
Yeah.
So he's going to be doing Activate's job, which is great. And he also said there's two others.
Yeah, and they're all coming.
Two others as well, two more.
I believe set piece coach is in as well, and obviously his assistant. That was the assistant for the Netherlands under Ronald Koeman. So it's all getting there, and he's got to bring a couple of more in that they're doing right now. So
more, he said,
it's it can't ask better. And like Scottish Bear says here, he mentioned he's part of the committee, but he won't have final say. He'll have a say, exactly. And that's
a really good point, honestly, put in there. By the way, he can still play football. He could be our third choice goalkeeper. The goalkeeper coach.
Oh, what, the goalkeeper coach? Yeah. Because he's young enough. Yeah, and with what Scottish Bear said, they meant about the committee and all that. He'll have a say, but he won't have the final. Like he won't always have the final say, which is fine because I think we're just a bit not used to it in this country. But in Europe, no one will be worried about all this. Now, if this is another European team anywhere around Europe, no one would care about this sporting director, head coach dynamic because it happens all the time. In this country, it's a bit like, especially under Jurgen. Jurgen had a lot of power, a lot of will, and rightfully so, probably because of the time he was at a football club and he could pick things he wanted and players that he wanted. But basically, Arne Slot will be like talking to Richard Hughes and going, look, I'm going to look at the boys. I might need a centre back in a DM. He tells him that, maybe gives him some names that he might like, but then they'll go away, put in their data, look at things, and then come back to and go, right, I've got this player, think it'll fit your system perfectly, think it'll work beautifully for you. And that's how it works in Europe, and it came back. And I don't think it's an issue at all, personally.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, one coach that does this repeatedly for years is Carlo Ancelotti, and look what he's won.
Yeah,
Look what he's won.
yeah, exactly. It's just the way it's worked.
That's how it works.
He said also he wanted to improve. I believe he said like the psychology and physical
Yeah.
side of the game as well. So he wants
Yeah.
to get into their heads mentally, which is
Yeah.
yeah,
Using other types of sports, the way they do other
yeah.
types of sports.
Like you said, he won't
Yeah.
always bring it up, only if it's
Talked about
needed.
cycling. Talked about cycling.
Yeah, because their mindset to be a cyclist, especially the Tour de France, is mental, not just physical. It's a mental thing. And do you know what? That made me think of Darwin Núñez. It really did.
Yeah.
And if you look at his forward at Feyenoord was going through a bit like, and he got into him as well, didn't he? And got him psychologically aware more. And I just think it's a good thing, and the physicality stuff of it as well. There was just some good things, man. He came up with some good. I thought he had a nice calmness about him. I like the way he talks about the game, the positive side he's talked about the game. The way he talks about training. You know, he's looking at the training ground like he can't wait to get going straight away.
He
wants
talked
to look
about
at
he talked about training so much.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what you want, and that's the reason why he's happy in the role that he's got, because he can concentrate more on the training pitch, and all the other stuff can be dealt with by the rest of the team. You know, that's what Jürgen struggled with in the end. He had too much to do. Like,
exactly, and that's the thing. As he says, Richard Hughes and all that will get on with their stuff, and I will be allowed to get on with what I want to do. And he made the point of it, what I want to do, and that's coaching and improving the boys. That's basically what he said, and the way he said it, I want to do, which I like. So he's cool with letting people do their
getting
stuff.
More than 82 points, mate. Did you hear that?
So the bit where he talked about how Liverpool did last season, and he basically is like, it's good, but it can be better.
We need to do better. Like, I want to do better than third. I'm loving that.
Arne Slot is basically saying, this is what he basically said about saying it. We're going to try and win the Premier League next season.
Yeah.
He's not talking about finishing top 4, third, second. He's basically saying, so to get better than 82 points, you're winning titles.
Yeah.
So that's what he wants. He wants to go straight away and go, look, I've got a great squad here. Get a few players in. We're going straight for the Premier League. Klopp's left us in a great position. We're going for it. And don't know about that, but I think that's music to our ears, ain't it? It's music to our ears, man, isn't it? Is there anything you want to pick up on the Arne Slot stuff that you heard? Want to pick on?
I also like the fact that he did talk about the fact that he has spoke to a couple of players. So he spoke to a couple of the head players, like the seniors.
Yeah.
But he hasn't spoken to the Copa America players because they were away, and obviously they probably can't understand him. But he's had a chat with Virgil, and probably I would have assumed he's probably spoke to Trent and maybe Salah. I'm thinking like senior, probably Ali as well to a certain extent. But he just wants to let them get on with what they've got to do. And
yeah, they've got all their competitions, haven't they?
I also like the fact that he kind of like I know the presenter was kind of saying, well, you know, you've got pre-season games, and he kind of just poo-pooed it a bit, didn't he? Just went, yeah, they're not really that important, are they? It's the first game of the season, which really makes the difference.
About taking the boys to America and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and he just didn't really care about that, did he? He's just like, yeah.
I personally think these managers
like
would just rather. I think these managers would rather just have a pre-season at home on the training ground.
Well, the same with Jürgen. Jürgen hated the touring with the players.
We know what it's about. It's about money and sponsorship, ain't it? And pleasing sponsors.
We kind of said that, didn't he?
Yeah. All managers would rather just stay at home for 4 or 5 weeks on the training ground and bust them, getting the players ready like that. But we know what it's all about. But yeah, also on a sort of saying,
I also like the fact that he said, like, you know, he likes to do pressing, and he likes to have his players work really hard. but he did say, "But it's my system. Like I'm going to do things my way. Like they're not going to be like Jurgen Klopp. You know, we're not the same person. Like I'm not going to do the same things that he did. Like, and I like that because I think people need to realize that things are going to be different. Like he's going to do things differently, and he's not just going to mirror Klopp. Like he's not just going to.
Yeah,
The team isn't just going to start the game exactly the same way as he did. That's not how it's going to
yeah,
work.
conceding in the
Yeah,
first
I
2
like
minutes.
that as well.
Basically what he's saying is that all top managers, in the way they look at the game now, are all quite similar in their approach because they look at the game in a new way now. So all young managers all look at the game in a quite similar approach. So, like you said, me and Klopp are quite similar in our approach to the game, but I'm going to do things a little bit different to what Jurgen did. There'd be similarities there that the players will understand and already know, but there's got to be little things that I do that maybe Jurgen didn't, and we'll work on things like that in training. And that's what I love about it. You know, he's also said, so Arne Slot said he wants to implant a style of play very soon. It's about having the ball a lot and having a lot of energy. The fans love to see the team who wants to do everything to win a game, and it's a game is tough to do everything to turn it around. So he wants the team to keep possession. You know, not he wants the team to use possession in a, you know, in a proper way. So this is not me dissing Jurgen or anything like that for anyone attacks me. But our possession last season and last 2 years has been that slow pass it out the back, boom, boom,
It was
boom.
it wasn't transitional enough.
No, Arna's possession. What he's talking about is that transitional passing possession
Yeah,
where you get in
really
between
quick.
the lines and stuff like that, which you've got to use a lot of energy for. So he's got to get these players in pre-season super sharp
I
straight
think we've
away.
got really good players for that, by the way.
Yeah, yeah,
Like Harvey
exactly.
Elliott's
I agree.
Harvey Elliott, Dominic Szoboszlai, they're gonna love it. Like even Gravenberch is gonna love it in the system.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And like also he said about, like, I know people got annoyed when he was talking about Pep and Liverpool and Man City and Liverpool, and what I like what he's actually saying about it though. He was people got
yeah,
upset about it. He was actually complimenting it because he was talking about the Real Madrids and the Barcelonas of the past, the players
yeah,
they had, and he was naming the players, and then basically he said the new big game in Europe is Liverpool Man City the last few years.
yeah.
And you look at the players they had and look what Pep and Klopp did for them teams. And he wants to carry that on. That's why he's saying it. He
Want to
wants
carry
to
the
carry
rivalry
on.
on.
It's like Klopp
I
tagging him
like it.
out and he's coming in and he's
Yeah,
carrying it on. He wants to carry on the rivalry of that Liverpool and City. He wants to be part of it. He wants to be a manager. It's now like, I'm managing the biggest club game in Europe at the moment, City Liverpool. And I'm going to take it to another level. And I love everything he come out with. I don't understand why
I've
people
got
got
absolutely
upset
no
about it.
negatives. I've got
Neither have
no
I.
negatives. It's all about
I
that
thought
interview.
he's on the telly right now. I've just got the telly on right here next to me. He's there smiling and laughing now with an amazing tan. Yeah, it's just
Yeah, yeah, he's got a tan and a half.
he's just enjoying himself. He's at the club that he loves now. You got is it Spiker Horsoff as coming in as an assistant. Obviously, was the Dutch assistant previously as well. Got a lot
Yeah,
of
they've done well to get him, by the way.
yeah,
Done well to get him.
exactly,
I
and
bet you Koeman didn't want to let him go.
yeah, no way, and
Koeman's horrible as well. Koeman's horrible as well. So
yeah,
he
he's a bit of a
probably won't
guinea.
speak to him again now.
I thought I just thought he spoke really well. Is he
Yeah,
going to have the charisma of Jurgen Klopp? No, he's not. So if anyone's looking for that Jurgen Klopp clone, it's just why are you looking for it in the first place? He's not
he's
going
not
to be.
like the thing
Yeah,
about it as well is I didn't want him to come in and be a comedian like
no,
in his first interview. I wanted him to be factual and respectful and quite just kind of lay things out in a layman's term of what's going to happen. I didn't
Mm.
want him to come in and be all wishy-washy and, oh, he made us laugh and he said jokes and all this. Like, no, I wanted him to be serious, but I wanted him to, like, win us over from that point of view. Like, in the press conference, he might come out with a one-liner which makes us all laugh, which is great. But
Yeah.
he's done the first part, which is the part which is putting the fans at ease and letting them know that, yeah, he's on TV now, but he's been working for weeks. He's been watching training videos. He's been watching Liverpool play. He's looked at all the players. He's spoken to some of the players. He's spoken to some of the staff. He's speaking to the director of football every day. That's what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear that he's not just going to rock up next week and nothing's been done. Like, all the contracts could have been sorted out. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of work's been done behind the scenes, and he's made that clear, which is great.
Yeah, and he, like he said as well, like, today's my first official post at Liverpool because I'm doing this interview, but I've been working since I left Feyenoord.
Yeah,
he's been
and probably
he's
while
been
he was at
working behind the
Feyenoord.
scenes. Yeah. Because the thing with Arne, that is what he does. He did it to his previous club when Feyenoord came in for him, didn't he? But so he's been working behind the scenes. He's been working behind the scenes. He talks to Richard Hughes every day. Do you know how important that is? Which tells you we're in for players, guys. This is not. Look, I don't think I expect. There's still a lot of Liverpool fans expect us to should be buying 5 or 6 players this summer, which is just mental. Because where are you putting them?
Where are they going to go?
Exactly.
Who
we've
are we going
got
to kick out?
we got a big. You got a big midfield already. You got almost a player for every position in defence. Got 5 forwards, so things need to be moved around and little bits here, little bits there. But yeah, definitely will. Eamon said he was underwhelmed. Eamon, let me know why it was an underwhelming interview for you, my man. Let me know. We got to remember as well, guys.
Like that.
We got to remember as well, this was a one-on-one interview. This was not a press conference from multiple different people asking questions. So if you're putting Klopp and Slot's thing next to each other, they're totally different things, because Klopp was a press conference in front of all the journalists that can ask all different questions and different things to throw it in, where this is just a one-on-one interview. So we must remember that it's a completely different way of answering and speaking and all that, instead of being at a press conference where you get questions fired at you all over the place and you've got the people who own Liverpool sitting around you and stuff like that. This was just one-on-one. I thought he came across pretty well, if you ask me. Came out, well, love this. In the last 24 months, Feyenoord had the least injuries in the top flight in European football. Apparently, this is what was looked at with Richard Hughes and Edwards. Yeah. There's also news going around at the moment that Liverpool are looking to maybe let go of a lot of injury-prone players in our squad. Mm-hmm. Which, if you're a Jota fan, like we all are, is not. Yeah, it's not great to hear on that point of view. But I can understand it. The last 2 years for injuries at our football club has been. I think it's derailed us massively, personally. Because we couldn't keep players fit. You look at Arsenal, Man City, look how fresh and fit they look towards the end of the season, and then looked at us. We looked dead on our arse, didn't we?
I mean, if you're a Robbo fan, then
yeah.
That's one that might be.
Bob says Klopp came with an agenda. Slot came like a ghost. Wow. I mean, it's
look. Jurgen Klopp was
Jurgen Klopp's as charismatic as
was
you
a
get.
huge deal. Jurgen Klopp was a huge deal. Like, Manchester City wanted Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah,
like, there were so many big clubs that wanted Klopp. Like, I knew who he was. Like, everybody knew who he was because because he'd been in the Champions League, like in the Champions League final. Like,
and his charisma is unmatched. It just is. I'm not expecting anyone. If you can find anyone that has Klopp level charisma, then bloody hell. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Pep Guardiola's the best coach in world football. He hasn't got Klopp's charisma. In fact, Pep Guardiola comes across really grumpy in interviews.
Yeah, he's a bit of an ass.
Yeah, but he's the best coach
to the press.
But he's the best coach in the world.
Yeah, he's the best coach. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he spoke really well. I thought he spoke really well. Really well.
I liked it. I enjoyed it. I watched all of it.
Yeah, I've watched it a couple of times now.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, Klopp's had some pretty crazy sit-down interviews in the past, guys. Let's not pretend like, yeah.
The thing about Jurgen Klopp, if people don't know, Jurgen Klopp was a spokesman for Nike while he was at Dortmund. Like he used to do training videos for Nike to how to talk, how to like do press conferences, and how to manage people and stuff like that. Like he's got all kinds of qualifications. Like he worked for Nike on the side while he was at Dortmund. If you don't know, which is why he is so good in front of the camera.
Yeah,
and he is world class in front of the camera.
Like, oh yeah. Klopp's a
like he could literally be a chat show host.
Yeah, look, he's a very good speaker. You hear him talk about anything that ain't football, political stuff, and all that. He grabs your attention. He's got an aura about him. He's got all this.
Yeah.
You know, Klopp's different, and I can't.
Really,
I'm not going to
like,
sit.
There's not many around in football, like manager-wise, who can be like that. There really is.
I can't. I'm not going to compare any manager in an interview or anything like that to how Klopp was, because it's just not the thing I want to do. What I did in the interview, I listened to what a lot of stuff that Slot said. You know, the intriguing stuff he said, especially when he got talking about, you know, growing the team, developing players, and the way he wants to play. That's what intrigues me. That's what I want to hear. You know, how he's going to go about things. And as I said, talking to Richard Hughes every day and having confidence, you know, pretty much saying there is going to be, you know, transfers, but you know, he wants to look at the team, and I'm excited. As soon as the interview was over, I wanted pre-season to start. Pretty much, that's how I was. I was all right. Let's get pre-season started. That's how I was ready to go. I've got this. He's got my attention. I'll give him my full backing. I'm looking forward to it.
As soon as it finished, I was looking at transfer news.
Well,
I was seeing if there was anything to announce. The thing about it as well, and I really like this as well. He talked about the fact that when he came into Feyenoord, and this will tie into the way we do things as a new structure. When he came into Feyenoord, they didn't have a lot of money, didn't have a great squad, and he brought in players, improved them, and now they're in a really good financial footing, and they can sell valuable players now. So what he was saying is basically what Jurgen did with us.
Yeah, exactly.
What Jurgen did with us.
Yeah, Jurgen. Look at the players Jurgen improved at Borussia Dortmund, made them superstars. Yeah. Look at the players that Jurgen made at Liverpool, made superstars, and maybe but a little bit of a lower level because it's the Dutch league. But look at some of the players that for this final team that people want. You know, people want the striker. People want the DM. People want Gertruda. People are after these players at finals. You know, that he's developed, and he's going to do the same thing at Liverpool. And he's got and look at the talent difference at Liverpool to Feyenoord.
I know. That's what he was saying as well. He was saying Jurgen Klopp's left him with just a star squad. That he can work with.
And you know, did a photo after the Arne Slot interview and put a photo on social media? Mohamed Salah in the gym.
Oh, of course he did.
Literally after that interview. After that, no, he's got a vest on. Actually, he kept himself quite dignified. After that interview, he just put a photo of himself on social media in the gym. So
he's had a Rooney hair plant thing, hasn't he?
It looks like he's had because because when his afro grows out and it rains, which
it's getting a receding.
You can see the receding bit. Yeah, you can see the receding bit there, and he's had it filled in. But big up, man.
Filled in like that. Like
Mo's allowed to do whatever he wants.
Obviously not like Rooney's, because Rooney's a mess now.
Yeah. Rooney
I'll,
looks like
I'll
an
tell you
hamburger.
something funny. I'll tell you something funny. Just picture this, yeah. Have a look what Rooney looks like, and he's 39. Have a look what Cristiano Ronaldo looks like, and he's
Yeah,
39.
it's night and day, isn't it?
How he's
It's
let
night and
himself
day.
go. He basically looks like a drunk tramp.
It does.
He does, doesn't he? Doesn't suit a suit either, does he? He looks like he's
No,
like, why are you in that suit, mate?
That Wayne Rooney is a tracksuit man from birth to
Yeah,
death.
he's not a
That's
suit
what
man.
he is. He's a trackfoot. Calafiori, is that how you say his name?
I have
Obviously
no idea.
I think it's Calafiori or Fiore. Calafiori, I think is how you pronounce it. Apparently, this looks like that he's even liking tweets about himself linked with Liverpool. Has everyone seen this?
Yeah.
He's literally linking.
But we've been down that road before, remember?
Yeah.
don't fall for that one.
No, I'm not going to fall for that one. But
don't fall for players like posts.
I thought these links are quite strong now. Now, obviously,
yeah, they are.
Juventus were interested in him, but Bologna are absolutely pissed off with Juventus. Firstly, they've nicked their manager, and Bologna think they've picked their manager, and they dealt with it in a bad way, and now they're trying to steal their defender, and they're open for anything to let him go, but they're like, yeah, Juventus can get back to the line. As Liverpool used the other defender that is obviously going to Real Madrid now by the look of it after the news tonight, as a bit of a smokescreen.
It looks that way, which is clever because
we
Calafiori really.
No, we ain't been linked with him and then the links seem to be quite strong at the moment. Liverpool made no bones about it. We'll get the centre back in. Now, I believe he can play fullback as well.
Yeah, he played left back quite a lot last season.
And what you been saying about his centre back, left back who can
left back
play in that position? Because I do think Trent might invert in slot system still, but I think Truda might inverted in final system if I remember rightly. They still played 3 centre backs in a back four, didn't they?
Yeah, but the left back came in.
Yeah,
one of the centre back.
And if you look at City and Arsenal, they play 3 centre backs out of the 4 at the back, don't they? And the other one introverts. Where Liverpool, it didn't quite work that way because when Trent was out, for some reason, Gomez was the one inverted. He was a centre back.
Yeah, it was weird.
And Connor Bradley can't go on. So it didn't quite work out and make a bit of sense to me. So do you think this is a deal that could happen?
I don't think Connor Bradley had enough time to really train to do it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He kind of got launched into the team and he's just a really good wide player, like Bradley. He'll be great under Slot.
And if you look at Calafiori as well, I'm going to butcher that name, and I am. Apparently, Richard Hughes has looked at him for a long time.
Yeah,
he wanted him at Bournemouth. Yeah,
tried to get him from Basel.
Yeah, that's right. He's got everyone was worried about Richard Hughes. He's obviously got an eye for talent, right?
Yeah,
because he wanted Alisson before anyone knew who Alisson was.
Yeah. I went in Coppish and talked about that.
Yeah.
I reckon we probably got the data off Ali and Salah from Hughes.
Yeah.
Signed the pair of them.
Because
he could get him.
Edwards is his best mate, so he probably just I can't get him. You have him, Michael. You have him, mate.
Well, he's like, who are you looking at? He's like, who are you looking at? And he's like, oh, for God's sake, Jürgen keeps on telling me to get this trap guy, Goetze.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, have you heard of Salah and Alisson? No, what are they like?
Calafiori's also said he wants to play in the Premier League. I mean, it's where the money is. So, is this a player obviously transfer rumours? By the way, it came back. I don't know if you know this yet, but people hate us talking about transfer rumours because we don't know it for fact. Although that's why I always say it's rumours.
Yeah, it's rumours.
This is not a transfer fact show, guys.
Someone wrote a comment on my channel saying, "I know, I get you now, K-Mac. What you do is you mention us to every single player on the planet, and then when we sign one of them, you can then go, yeah, look, I told you."
But all you're doing is reading the rumours.
I'm just reading the news. Like, I'm literally
exactly.
showing you the web pages as well. Like, I'm not lying.
It's just reading the rumours. That's all we're doing. We're all
Yeah.
Liverpool channels. We just read the rumours. So
The thing about
this is another
the thing
rumour.
about the Califorre one as well, mate, is I wouldn't really be that I wouldn't be that raving about him too much, because I don't know a huge amount about him, and he obviously had a good season in Basel, and then he's obviously had a good season in is it Genoa? Bologna. So Bologna. He's had a good season with Bologna, and that's kind of like
it's played well for Italy the other night as well, didn't he? Played well for Italy the other night.
Yeah, I know it's not ripping up trees for me, but he's having a good Euros.
Yeah, he had a good game the other day.
That's what's going to put him on the map. Like, he's having a really good Euros, and it could be a case of like he comes out of the Euros as a really good Euros. Everyone's like talking about this like ridiculous price for him. We could have already agreed all that stuff before the Euros.
Yeah,
so he could be ours already, and it's just nothing's been said yet. Scalvini breaks my heart, Albert. Like, the guy's just done his ligaments again, so I think we should just write him off completely. Like, he's had 3 major injuries in 2 years, like, and he's still only 19. Nah.
So would anyone really would anyone be upset if Califorre is the person we buy in as this centre back option? Would anyone be upset by that?
I'm not upset by it. I think he looks really good, and he's tall as well.
Yeah, he looks decent. What I've seen, as I said, I don't know a lot about him. He's quite new to me, but he's obviously attracting interest from Liverpool and Juventus, playing for Bologna. He's obviously there's a player there to catch interest on two massive sides like that, and obviously
Thiago Motta wants to take him to Bologna, so
so it tells you everything.
That's normally a positive. That normally means he's good.
Yeah. Big up my man, Dad's in the chat. How you doing? Well, Dad's. Jamie Ladd, I think some people are still picking up their toys after the Slot interview. They are. I think some people don't understand certain aspects. That's the problem. Slot said he's not involved at transfers at this stage. It's not completely. So what it is?
He did say he's on the phone to the director of football.
Yeah, he's on the phone to the sporting director every day.
The thing does mean he is involved in transfers.
Right, I'm going to say what we need to get away from this whole head coach stuff, guys. This is the only country in Europe that don't do the head coach thing. Football in Europe is mostly head coaches. Yeah, they're called managers on telly, and people call them manager. Arne Slot basically said it today. I'm a manager, head coach, whatever you want to call me. Right? Basically, it's done everywhere, really, but this country. I remember a few years ago when we started to bring sporting directors in. Do you remember a few years ago when this country started to bring sporting directors in, and managers were going, I ain't working under a sporting director. Do you remember Harry Redknapp? I'm not having a sporting director and telling me who I can and can't buy.
How long he lasted after that?
Yeah, it's just it's the way of the world. It's the way of the world. He'll have a say. He'll go to the sporting director, right? Richard Hughes will go, look, you looked at your squad, what do you need, what do you want, who do you want to sell? And he'd just let them know, look, I need a DM, I need a centre back, I'm looking for a winger with pace. That sort of thing. I'm looking for a midfielder who's tidy on the ball, that can keep possession and move it forward quickly, and cover ground. And then they will go away and look for them players for him. And then they will get a player to that specification that he's asked for. And then he'll get that player. So that's just the way football is today. It always has been. I think just in this country, we're just not used to it. And I get why people are a bit worried about it. I really do. But I think we just need to stop worrying about it, to be absolutely fair. I really do.
Someone put in the chat as well, which is something I was going to mention. Bigger person.
Yeah, BNR. Go and subscribe to BNR if you've not already. Go and subscribe to them, guys. Great stuff over there. Big up my man.
Stuff. Yeah, YNWA just wrote Yasin Ozkan, young Turkish guy. We're linked with him as well. He's an 18-year-old. Just thought I'd mention it because yeah, we are. I'll tell you somebody else as well, which has come out of the blue. I'm not saying it's going to happen. Ivan Toney links are back.
Yeah.
Apparently Richard Hughes is interested in Ivan Toney.
So Liverpool have been linked
Just
with
saying.
a forward. Liverpool been linked with a forward since the end of the season. A lot of the reporters have been coming out, Fabrizios and Ornsteins and Joyces have been coming out and basically saying a centre back and a forward is what Liverpool are looking at as priorities. I don't know if Liverpool are looking to sell a forward to buy one though. Now, I did think this at first. I thought maybe, they're looking to keep 5 forwards, but they're going to let one go, maybe a Diaz or a Jota if they get a good offer for him. Because of Jota's injury is nothing about his playing wise. But with Luis Diaz being 27, going on 28, his value's there. And especially if a Spanish-speaking country like comes in, especially Spain, a team from Spain come in for him, I think it's going to really look at it where he wants to go. Maybe.
Well, apparently, Diaz's agent is talking to Barcelona now.
Yeah, and Deco apparently really wants
happening.
him.
Yeah,
and Deco's obviously working for Barcelona on the transfer side of things. He apparently
he's gunning for him.
Wants him. Right. But I don't know if Barcelona can afford it. That's the issue there. But if they keep,
I reckon we'll make a deal with them. I reckon we'll do like a Coutinho type deal where maybe they pay in installments, or maybe I just think we will. If a player doesn't want to stay, and he doesn't, like he has to leave. He has to leave a year ago.
I just feel like at the moment
he suits Barcelona as well.
He does, yeah. I think Luis Diaz
don't score many goals and haven't got much end product. Yeah, there you go.
I think Luis Diaz playing for Barcelona on that big pitch in Spain with more time on the ball, less press against him, less aggression will absolutely kill it. I think he absolutely looked like a world-class footballer for Barcelona in Spain. He really would. The way I look at it right now, I look at Liverpool's left-hand side. Say we keep Luis Diaz. You've got Gakpo and Diaz on your left-hand side. You've got and Gakpo for the Netherlands playing on the left, guys. Who knew, yeah?
And he looks really
shock, K-Mac, shock. Player plays in his position, looks good.
I know.
To be fair, Klopp did say he messed him up last season, so
yeah, he did.
You got Jota and Darwin as your 9s, and then you got Salah as your right, but you haven't got another one unless you look for a versatile player like maybe a Szoboszlai who played right wing for Hungary today.
Played left wing in the last game.
Yeah, and they're his positions. It's more of his positions than wide attacking areas.
Yeah,
where he has a free role.
not in midfield.
Yeah, although
looks great. No, he looks their best player by a country mile.
Yeah, but Hungary is shit.
Mate, their 2 strikers can't bloody score.
No. Do you see the bloke with the edge about the tapping today, and he barely kicked the ball? It was mad. Yeah,
it is a bit like Salah. It is a bit like watching Salah though. Dominic playing for Hungary.
You can only do what you got around you, can't you?
You've got so much garbage around you.
Although the Bournemouth fullback looked great.
Yeah, he did look good.
Yeah, he looked great. You got Szoboszlai and Harvey Elliott, who's got that versatile thing that could be the Salah replacement. Although I am really starting to like Harvey Elliott in the midfield role now because his technical ability.
I don't mind Elliott as Salah's backup for now, but the links are now starting about Kvaratskhelia and May.
Yeah, I saw that today because he looks like he's off.
If he's our marquee signing, what a statement that is.
He's very affordable as well. Everyone thinks he's ridiculous money, but he's not actually ridiculous money.
Probably get him for 70 million,
He's a very affordable player.
I think he's worth it. Like
getting
he's got
young
like,
players to the Arne Slot.
I
Yeah,
think he's got like 28 goals and 26 assists in 80 games for
yeah.
Napoli, and he's
I,
22. Like
I think
seriously,
I think the Somerville ones. I'm hearing some things with Somerville. I don't think that's
I
quite
think that's
over
Brighton.
yet.
I think that's Brighton.
I personally think Somerville's going to Brighton
It
personally,
makes
but
sense. Makes sense.
if Liverpool if Liverpool want to back up for Mo Salah, you go look for a young forward, really, ain't you? Like the links of Johan Bakayoko were there. That would make sense to me. Like
Yeah,
that
that would make
backup
sense.
for Mo. Now I know a lot of people have been talking about Elise. Well, tonight I think Fabrizio put it out this evening that Crystal Palace are trying to offer him a new contract, ain't they? With a new release clause for 2025, which obviously will be far more than the 60 million that it is now. The only club apparently that Fabrizio said that is at this moment dealing with Elise is Chelsea. So, and Chelsea
Do you know what they're
do.
trying to do? Do you know what they're trying to do, Chelsea? Which is they're a bit scummy, if I'm honest.
They're trying to buy him under the release clause, ain't they?
Yeah, they're trying to buy under the release clause, and they're trying to use his actual relative who's in Chelsea's youth team as a bargaining chip. Like they're asking him to ask him to come,
It's mad, ain't it?
and they're probably going to threaten kicking him out of the out of the youth team or something.
It is a bit mad.
They want to put him on like a 10-year contract, by the way. Like,
yeah.
honestly.
There's Shafi Simmons. Every time I watch Shafi Simmons, I'm not impressed. I ain't gonna lie.
He's a bit like Rafael Leao. I don't understand the hype.
Yeah,
I don't get the
look,
hype.
and I'm not saying you're Chapman plays. I'm not saying you're wrong at all, my friend. But I've never. Every time I watch him, I'm like, Gakpo's better.
Yeah, not for
I
me.
watch him and I'm like, Cody's better. I prefer Cody Gakpo. And Cody by the way, Gakpo for Netherlands the other day. I mean, just yeah, that's the left. That's the left wing. All right. Yeah, look. I know people think I've got a vendetta against Luis Diaz. I really haven't, right? But I think
really
Luis Diaz. Yeah, Luis Diaz is a better technical footballer than Cody Gakpo. I don't think anyone's going to dispute that. But what Cody Gakpo is more direct, in my opinion, and that's what I like. For me, Cody will score and create more goals than Luis Diaz will, but Luis Diaz is more technical street baller than what Cody is, and that's why Luis Diaz has got a lot of fans, and rightly so. He's a very, very good footballer. But I just think Cody's more, I think Cody, if he played left wing and had that freedom to, attack and be direct, and he crosses the ball, guys. Like we have a 6'2" striker that we don't cross to. I know, and Darwin's actually quite good in the air, to be fair.
He is.
And we don't cross to him, and Cody puts in crosses, man. So yeah, I like Cody, man. I like Cody, but
Diaz just suits warm climates. Let's just be fair. Like he'd be brilliant in Spain. He'd be brilliant back in Brazil or Argentina, or and he'd be brilliant, back in Portugal. He suits warm climates. He'd be absolutely sensational in Spain. He really would.
yeah. Luis Diaz would look world class at Barcelona. Yeah. There's no doubt about that. Bob, big up Bob. He says Gakpo is better end product. His pass is better, cross better, shot better. Diaz is Quadrado 2.0. Yeah, I can see some similarities there, to be honest. Yeah.
I mean, Diaz would be good in Italy as well, to be fair. Quadrado was good in Italy. I think he's still there.
Yeah, definitely. I think he is, yeah.
He was at Juventus forever, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's a good player as well. He's not a bad player at all. Diaz should have had a chance through the middle when Jota got injured. Yeah, I think me and K-Mac was saying that quite a lot in the season.
Yeah. But then again, if you want to rate him on going through the middle, watch the Man City game.
Yeah. Them two Salah balls.
Two sitters.
If one of them was Gakpo, we would have won the game.
Yeah, would have won the game.
Because Gakpo's a bit of a
finisher. If one of them was Dom, we would have won the game.
Yeah.
Even a midfielder running through.
So transfers. Look, I think a lot was said today by Arne Slot. We'll definitely go get recruitment players to go come in. And as I said earlier, a lot of people think we should be buying 6, 5, or 7 players with quite a big squad. Also, we got under 21 players that you don't have to register. That Arne Slot, I feel like, will want to be involved with in the team, in the squad, because he loves developing youth players. I just don't know where the room for all these players are. And you and me have spoke about this many times about recruitment the last couple of years is the reason we're in this position now, where we can't quite do what everyone wants to do because we've got, the recruitment the way it's been the last couple of years. We don't sell players, for one.
Yeah.
What do you see, honestly, K-Mac? Because I do think, so here's the way I look at it. We will get a goalkeeper if Kelleher leaves. If Kelleher don't leave, I think we won't need to go and get a goalkeeper. The Jaros thing's interesting because I think Jaros might I think Jaros stays if Kelleher leaves and becomes Liverpool's number 2. But if Kelleher stays, Jaros goes on loan. I think it'd be one of them.
So what I've heard is Jaros has been granted permission to be sold. So
just sold.
So he's available. If what's name comes in for him, Sturm or even RB Salzburg, then he'll be sold. Like, he's available.
Okay, fair enough.
The Keller one, 25 million. If you don't get 25 million, he's going nowhere. Like, Celtic have already been ruled out, like, because they're not going to offer 25 million.
They can't afford
it.
Yeah,
so they've been ruled out. They're going to try and sign I think it's the Serbian Czechoslovakian goalkeeper. It might be the Croatian goalkeeper now, actually. Obviously Adrian's gone, and he's not accepted the new contract, so we'll be going to Betis. So I think we'll be signing a goalkeeper, and we have been linked to an Italian goalkeeper, Di Marcelli.
Yeah, I remember the one. Yeah, we linked him quite a bit.
Michel Di Gregorio is the guy we've been linked with. I've got him on my screen, actually. He's a 25-year-old, played 21 games. Who's the club he played for? I can't think of the club he played for. Monza. So he played for Monza. Juventus are after him as well. Apparently he's the guy that we're gunning for. I really wish I could give you good news on both of those, but I don't think we're getting it yet.
It looks like Euro might be going to Madrid with the news tonight, but what's the Italian defender that we're heavily linked with this evening?
Yeah,
could have been a shadow, a smoke screen for that in a way. And the Elise news, well, Fabrizio put out this evening, just before we went live, really, that Crystal Palace are trying to sign into a brand new contract.
I think they'll keep him. I think they'll keep him.
I've been saying this. Elise is in no rush to leave.
No,
he's in no rush.
And they've got a manager who's probably going to do what Brighton did, and you're going to start seeing Crystal Palace around the 8th, 7th place.
Palace got some good players, man. If they can keep hold of Eze, Walton, Elise, and Gueye, and with the manager they got now, and some of the players they're looking at,
I mean, they've just signed Kamada on a free, who we offered 25 million for, and he turned us down, by the way, last season. And they've also got the wonder kid from Barcelona. He's Moroccan. Is he Moroccan? Is he, or Tunisian?
Yeah, they're gonna be dark horses for Europe.
They've got 4 England internationals in their team.
So I think Elise gets a bigger wage. I think they probably give him up close to 200 grand a week. They put a release clause on for the following summer, and he stays one more year. That's what you do. I can see him staying one more year, bigger contract, get a bigger sign-on fee, and he leaves the following year. He's in no rush. The man's 22. He's 22.
If anyone goes, it could be Eze to Tottenham. Like, he's got a 60 million release.
I think,
and he's 20. Was he 25?
Because because of his age, he's 25,
Yeah.
26.
Yeah, 25.
I think Eze's one out of all of them that might actually leave.
He could be
And
the
obviously,
one.
there's links for Liverpool and Mark Guay. I look at Mark Guay and I look at him and think, I don't know if he's a lot better than what we got.
I think
To be
65
honest,
million is a
it's
hell
a
of a
lot
lot
of
of money.
money for a player. I think he's a good defender. Don't get me wrong. For he's a very solid, dependable, good centre back.
Mm.
But is he better than what we got? And if you're spending that kind of money, you want better
So.
than what you got, don't you? And
Yeah, I don't think.
Just don't think
I'd rather play Quansah more, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I would as well.
I think Gomez is better, if I'm honest. Like,
and also, is Guayiga coming back up? He's a first choice. His first choice for Palace. He's now the first choice for England right now. I don't think he's going to go anywhere to be back up. And the same for Elise, by the way, guys. Elise is going to want to play. He's 22. You look at Cole Palmer. He left City, plays every week. He's going to be looking at and going, I've got to go to a club where I'm playing every week. And that's why, these Newcastle Chelsea links would probably attract him. But if I'm Elise, just stay away from Chelsea, man. Go to Newcastle.
I mean, I'm sure Gay. He's probably warned him about that anyway, because he left Chelsea.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. At least as they start can see them Palace having a crazy season. Yeah, I think Palace will have a good one, man. Yeah,
Decore back as well. They'll have Decore back as well.
I think Anderson's better as well. Anderson, Guay at the back.
Better.
Yeah, they got players there, man. They got players.
I think Anderson's better, by the way. I like Anderson. I think he's a good player.
I don't know why no one was looking at Walton at Blackburn, by the way.
I think we were, by the way, but
Do you know what it is? And I've said this many times. A lot of big Premier League teams don't take the punt on these players sometimes.
You're right.
And they let them go to other clubs and then they buy them. You look at Casado and Mahrez that went to Leicester and Kante that went to Leicester. There's no way bigger Premier League clubs didn't know they were about and didn't know what they were doing. They just don't take the punt on them. And they let them go to other clubs. And it's like they let them go knowing they can buy them if they go to another club and develop. And then they go and get them. And it's like, right, we're going to get them now. And it's happened quite a lot. And that Walton, that if he got an offer from Man United, Liverpool, and players, teams like that, he wouldn't have been playing like he would have been at Palace and breaking through. It's also better for Walton's career as well. I think it's better for these players' careers to stay where they are sometimes. Walton should stay at Palace for another year. At least they should stay at Palace for another year. They're in no rush to move. They're going to get their moves. No. They're going to go to Liverpool's, United's, Chelsea's, City's. They're all going to do it. They just don't need the rush, do they?
The thing about the Walton one as well is, how did we not see that? Like, we must have had a scout watching Harvey Elliott play for Blackburn, like when he was on loan. Adam Walton was there in their team playing with him.
Maybe he didn't impress him enough.
Must have been watching him going, Jesus, he looks a talent. Like, while we're watching Elliott, and we didn't get him. Like, crazy.
we did have the grown-ups at the time.
Yeah, we had the grown-ups.
Right. Big up T. Jamie, I'll test the water 50 million for Braithwaite. What do you think? Now, if we're going, for me, Braithwaite's got a bigger future than Guay. It's just a club he plays for.
Not for me, because I think Braithwaite's twerking for Man United now.
I think he is twerking for Man United, basically, but I just like, I don't know. I just look at it and think, last time Liverpool bought an Everton player was Xavi. What's his name? Xavi. Xavier, is that it?
One with the big hair.
And Xavier, was it? And he cost about 800 grand. And before that, it was Nick Barmby. And we know how the Nick Barmby transfer went. Jesus wept.
Wow. That's horrendous.
Yeah, I just don't think it's going to happen. It's mad though. In Italy, players go from Inter Milan, AC Milan to Juventus all their career.
Yeah.
But could you imagine doing that at Liverpool, where you go Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool? It just wouldn't happen, would it? It just Abel Xavier, that's it. Abel Xavier.
One with the big
hair. Right, there's one player that some journalists spoke about yesterday, and I spoke about yesterday, that I personally would throw all my money at, and that's Archie Gray.
Hell yeah.
I think someone else has
I'd
put it in
definitely
the
throw
chat.
60
Russell's
million
put
at
it.
him.
Now,
I'd definitely
I
go
think
for
Archie
60 million.
Gray. I think Archie Gray is him. I think what I've said. You talk to Leeds fans about Archie Gray, man. This kid's the future. He is phenomenal.
Archie Gray, and I'll say this lightly. Archie Gray reminds me of a young Steven Gerrard breaking into the Liverpool team.
Yeah, he is.
Like he really does, and
he's a
he's younger than
superb
him.
talent, man.
Plays
He's
everywhere.
a superb talent. He, if he leaves,
right back in the final.
Yeah,
right back in the final.
He will leave. He's going to get a big move. Now, if I'm Liverpool and you're after, we're hearing that Liverpool want to get young super talents that are going to grow at Liverpool with Arne Slot for the next few years, which personally I think is a great philosophy to have. Yeah, because you grow with the manager. If you look at Liverpool at their best under Jurgen Klopp, that's what happened. But what happened at the end is that we stopped and just let them get older and older and older and older and older and didn't sell them off at the right time. Where I think now with the group that people that we got, we will sell at the right time.
Because we had a manager as the director of football.
Yeah, and that was the issue, keeping everyone. Someone like Archie Gray would be, that would, if Liverpool got Archie Gray this summer as the midfielder coming in, I'm perfectly happy with that, man. Perfectly happy with that. He can play everywhere across that midfield, literally everywhere. He can play fullback. K-Mac said, he's a superstar. He's a superstar, and he's gettable.
A bit like Lenny Yoro, if I'm honest. I think Lenny Yoro is probably the best young central defender on the planet.
Why won't he come to Liverpool, Albert? Let me know, man. Why don't you think he's Why don't you think he'll come to Liverpool?
Said he wants to do he said he wants to do another year.
He does want to do another year, but the problem is
sign an extension. But I just let him go on loan. Just buy him and loan him back out for a year.
That is what a lot of people have said. Get him in,
do that.
Whatever it costs. Loan him back to Leeds.
Probably get him cheaper.
The problem is Archie Gray might not have any choice over this because Leeds didn't get promoted, and they look like they need to offload a couple of players to just keep debts at the smallest. So when they get promoted, they do get promoted the following year.
They need to get 100 million, don't they? Don't they need to get 100 million?
His uncle's Eddie Gray.
Yeah, it's a good point, actually. It is. Yeah. He's Andy Gray. He's related to Andy Gray as well, who was an Everton legend. But I'm not really sure.
I'm not sure
I'm pretty sure if he had a chance of playing for Liverpool, he would.
Exactly. He's a player I would go and get. But in all seriousness, I'll ask everyone in the chat as well before I ask K-Mac. How many players do you think Liverpool need to buy this summer? Guys, in the chat, everyone tell me how many players need to buy this summer and what positions. I personally think, I look at our squad, unless there's major selling going on, I think we buy 3-4 max. K-Mac, how about you?
3.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think a lot of the chat are 4 and 3. Yeah, I think a fourth one could be signed towards the end of the window if a player becomes available. Like Gravenberch became available at the end of last January, after last summer.
Yeah,
and he became available. That sort of situation. We've got we need players out to bring more in that people want, but unless people are willing to leave, or the club are just going to be ultimately ruthless and go like, "Oh, Gravenberch, you did work, so you're getting a boot," or whatever. It's hard to fill, gaps because, you got to register these players as well. The under 21s don't need to be registered, but we need homegrown quota. You need these quotas for next season. So I personally feel goalkeeper, centre back, and a forward will be the 3 that Liverpool buy first. What positions do you say, K-Mac?
I think centre back, left back, or a centre back to play left back, midfielder. I basically think you're probably going to get a Matip replacement. Yeah. You're going to get a Thiago replacement, and potentially a Salah backup.
You know the Thiago
I
replacement
think
stuff.
I think Gapco is probably going to play himself into the left side position, and we're
Yeah.
probably not going to look at a left-sided player now.
Do
It
you
does make
think?
sense. Like,
Yeah. And with the Thiago replacement, I don't mean see this way, but does Thiago actually need replacing because he never played?
no, I know that, but you were thinking about the quota. I'm thinking about
The
like
quota,
the
the
homegrown,
numbers in the squad.
yeah,
Yeah,
the numbers in the
yeah.
squad.
I don't think a midfield would be
I think
bought.
Simicast will go. I think Simicast will go.
Yeah.
I do think Diaz will go, and I think Diaz will probably be the end of the season like transfer. I also think that we're probably not going to see anything happen until July. You know.
Yeah, because of the FFP reset.
Yeah, I just
All
don't
right.
think
So
stuff's
the
going to
thing,
happen until July.
I'm going to. I don't think there's going to be a massive transfer window for any club this summer. Maybe
No.
apart from the lights. You know, you look at what Villa are doing. So the Villa stuff's weird because Weston McKennie's apparently going to Tottenham now, and he's not going to Villa. And Douglas Luiz is going to Juventus for 25 million, and they're getting two players that I've not actually heard of from Juventus to Aston Villa. That must not be good enough for Juventus to let him go.
They're not getting Heisen, are they?
I can't remember the names, and they've got they've just done a bid for.
Good.
So I don't know if anyone's looked at this, but Chelsea and Aston Villa are doing deals between them, and it's a bit.
Yeah, it stinks.
It's a bit.
Mate.
It's a bit smelly. It's a bit smelly.
Oh, they're getting Sam Ealing. Oh, Sam Ealing's really good, by the way.
That's the one, Ealing. Yeah, Sam
He's
Ealing
really
Jr.
good. He's English as well. He's English.
And
he's English born. He's really good. No.
And they're getting Maddison
like
from
him.
Chelsea. They're getting Maddison from Chelsea, the fullback, ain't they?
Well, Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Oh, some naughty stuff going on there.
And Villa and Chelsea are the two teams that needed to do business, and they've sort of done business for themselves. It's a bit.
They're helping each other out,
Yeah.
aren't they?
Yeah. So it's a mad one. But apart from that, you know, I believe Man City come out and said they might not buy anyone this summer.
No, Man City aren't buying anyone unless someone has to leave.
Yeah, because
that's been announced.
They've got issues. So
I think they've got some issues. I think they've got 115 issues.
Yeah, and they're trying to be good because all their court cases are coming up this year, so they're trying to be good.
Yeah. And Manchester United have got 40 million. And they can't offer managers good wages.
Just
I love
Villa have reached agreement with Chelsea to sign left back Ian Maddison for a free around 35 years on a 6-year contract. Says David Ornstein. I like Maddison.
And how long is that 35 million going to be paid? How long is that going to take them?
Well, it's going to take it over the 6-year deal, I expect.
Yeah,
it's like £3 a week. I like Maddison. I think he's all right. I don't think he's this amazing fullback that a lot of people gush over. I just think he's good. He's a good.
He had a good
fullback.
season with Dortmund. They wanted him, but they just got priced out. Like they're not going to spend 35 million Dortmund. Like, they're just not a team.
I don't like Man United have got FFP restrictions. Even when it comes to July, there's only a few bits they can do. I don't know what Newcastle can do at the moment. They're getting free transfers in by that look of it. They've got Lloyd Kelly in for a free. They're looking to do cheaper options at the moment. I don't think it's going to be like this massive summer. But with the free players, I think Liverpool get a goalkeeper, a centre-back and a forward. And I think they'll be good players as well. Like decent, really good players. And then everyone's going to be threatening about a midfielder. And I think they'll get a midfielder really late on in the window if one becomes available.
We could spend over 300 million.
We could spend almost 500 if we wanted to.
Well, I mean, we genuinely good. Like we are so flush. Like we're so ahead of the curve. We've got all these clubs that are struggling, like big clubs as well. Like not small clubs, you know. And we're just sat there going, yeah, cheers, easy. Like plenty of money, and we've also got a big uptake in money as well because of the Champions League. So you can add another 50 million on top of that even. It's just brilliant. It's brilliant. And don't be surprised if we do pop up with an absolute worldie like a Kvaratskhelia or a Musiala or someone like that. I think there will be a statement signing. I just think
Yeah,
that helps. Like, it really helps, like, the club move on from what we've had before. You know, just like what they did with when Jürgen came in and they gave him a big statement signing. Like, you know, it's good.
no, I agree. There's definitely going to be some kind of statement, no doubt about it. Yeah, Musiala would be a great statement.
But Musiala
do
is
you know how much?
looking
Do you
like
know
a
how much?
£200 million player now.
Bayern Munich are going to want about 150 million for Musiala, easy. He's got 2 years left on his deal. They go ask the most amount of money they possibly can if they were going to sell him this summer. He's probably the best young player in world football.
Musiala's probably making Real Madrid go, maybe we'll go for him instead of Wirtz.
Musiala, look, Chelsea want young, exciting, tremendous footballers. That's their remit, yeah? They can't even afford to go for Musiala. So I think it tells you everything. You know, if Chelsea and City can't afford to go for Musiala, then, you know, Liverpool ain't got a chance, have they? Yeah,
Chelsea are trying to flog all their reserves.
Yeah. The thing is, though, with Chelsea...
And they'll let Gallagher go as well, but Atletico Madrid can't afford him.
Yeah, and the weird thing about Chelsea here, they've let Maddison go, right, who I think's a good left-back. But they're keeping Chilwell.
Who's garbage.
And I'd keep Maddison over Chilwell and let Chilwell... It's just...
100%. But Maddison's pure profit because he came from the youth team. Pure profit, isn't it?
Yeah. So, so that's why they want Conor Gallagher sold as well, isn't it? Because it helps with FFP, it's pure profit. But Chelsea are weird, man. They are a weird team. They don't care who the manager is. They just buy players. It don't matter if it suits their system. They just buy players. But yeah, I think that I think a lot of people are going to be hung up on the whole midfielder scenario. We've heard rumours now coming out of the club that the sort of midfielder they're looking for, he needs to be at a level they want. And I've spoke about this many times. I was speaking about this with Matt and Drifter yesterday and today about this number 6 position. And if you look at the way teams are starting to play this number 6 position now, it's like the destroyer sort of like disappearing to one side a little bit, and they're getting these like playmaking defensive midfielders in, ain't they? Who can build up a play and join attacks and can control games and things like that. And I think that's what Liverpool are looking for. But if they don't feel like there's one there that's to a level, I don't think they go buy him. Like, I know people talk about Wataru Endo, but Liverpool wouldn't have bought Wataru Endo if these guys were here last year. He was a stopgap. He's a stopgap player. And the thing is, we can't really afford to let him go unless we're going to go and buy that kind of... Look, I think that's why the club were very linked with Edison, because if you look at the way Edison plays, he's that kind of 6 that people want now.
Have you noticed Edison's gone quiet?
Yeah, which is usually a good sign, to be fair.
Which normally means that it's done.
Yeah. So, yeah, and if you look at Kante, yeah? Did anyone see Kante's heat map for France? He ain't a DM. He's a box-to-box midfielder. He's box-to-box midfielder. Yeah. His heat map was the whole pitch.
It was literally.
He's a box-to-box midfielder who can defend. That's what he is. And that's what people are looking for there. They're not looking for these destroyers. You know, Vitinha took Ugate's position at PSG. And then Ugate's a destroyer. But Vitinha is not a destroyer, but he's a playmaking 6 who can get involved. And like you saw him for Portugal, he's a quality little player.
They're going to want, PSG are probably going to want 70 million, aren't they? They pay 73 million for him, didn't they? Like, they're going to want big money for him.
So Liverpool are after that sort of player.
Yeah.
That's what they're after. And look, I think the Edison deal never got, like, I know people came out and said, like, Liverpool have never made an offer for Edison, which is probably true. But what they didn't say is that Liverpool have not spoken to Edison. There's a difference. You know, Liverpool have obviously spoken to Edison. I think some of the journalists actually said, look, Liverpool have actually spoken to the agents of Edison. It's just that no offer was apparently made, which doesn't mean we're not interested. Yes, it's interesting one, my man. But after that Slot interview, and by the sounds of what we're doing behind the scenes and things getting into place,
Love it.
I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the new season, man. Looking forward to
Yeah,
the new
I think
season.
I think we're getting all the ducks in a row, and it'll be good.
Yeah,
Getting all our
definitely,
ducks in the
definitely.
row.
And our
The
and our
interesting thing
fixture
about it is
list.
like, yeah, I mean, the interesting thing about it is like we're talking about players and transfers and all that kind of stuff, but there's guys that didn't really play that much last season. Like we didn't see a lot of Gravenberch, so we got to look forward to that because Slot might be able to unlock this absolute monster. We hardly got to see Gapco play in the right position, so that's going to be good to see.
Mm.
Curtis Jones was injured a lot. Harvey Elliott didn't get played enough in the right position, and Jurgen said that. We missed Salah for like half a season. There's loads of players that we didn't see a huge amount of last year. You know, Ben Doak, we've not seen him play yet. Like, who knows what he's going to be like?
Yeah, there's a lot
Jaden
of
Dance
players in the team.
might get more game time. There's Connor Bradley can have a full season. It's so much to be excited about. Seriously, guys.
Yeah, and the club loves Stefan Bajcetic. I mean, have you seen all the
Yeah,
video
Stefan
packages?
Bajcetic. We've never seen Stefan Bajcetic play.
And the club love him. Have you seen all the video packages they put out for him recently?
Yeah,
Training again. Yeah, I
yeah,
think
he's the darling,
they're
isn't he? He's going to be
they're
the
looking for a
darling.
play. What Liverpool are basically doing, they're saying if there's not a player that's better, what we feel is going to be better than Stefan in the years to come, there's no point buying that player. That's basically what they're saying.
Yeah,
And you can't say what Stefan is now. I think it's the years to come. Stefan's obviously got a lot of ability, a lot of technical ability. I just worry about Stefan because he's been injured for so long, and it's going to be it's going to be interesting. But yeah, there's a lot of players there, a lot of things to go. The fixture list was super kind for us at the start of the season. It's a shit at the end of the season, I ain't gonna lie. But at the start of the season, our only two real, what you'd say, hard games is
Man
Man
United
United
away.
and Chelsea on the 22nd of
Yeah,
October. So
yeah.
between the start of the season, 22nd of October, two really difficult games. It's a pretty
The
decent
interesting thing
start.
about the run-in is the hard games we've got are at home. By the way, for the run-in, and I think that's Arsenal and Tottenham. I think
Chelsea, Arsenal, and Tottenham.
Chelsea. Yeah, Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham, and the majority of them are at home. So that's actually a positive as well. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know what West Ham and Ipswich did to save their start of the season games, but
United always
the
get home
games
game.
they've got. The games they've got are horrible, like Ipswich and West Ham. Like they'll be looking to get any points.
And
But yeah,
City got Chelsea on the opening day, haven't they?
yeah, they have, yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, and it's very, very,
That'd
very
be a good one as well. That's
interesting.
yeah, but they've got another day ahead of us, and we've got 12:30 kickoff again.
Oh, that's just hilarious, ain't it? Our first game of the season is a 12:30 kickoff. It's not like I'm telling you, TNT Sports sat there and went, "Fuck it, let's just give it 12:30." That
Well, they just
literally
love
must
us.
have been the
They
meeting.
just love
Yeah,
Liverpool.
it must have been the meeting, man. But yeah, that's gonna be hilarious.
The
But
biggest issue I've got is I have to listen to Fletch commentate.
oh, he's terrible, ain't
He's
he?
absolutely awful.
Carvalho. I think Carvalho will be looked at in pre-season, and they make their mind up
Yeah,
then. I think they'll look at him in pre-season. I think there's more ways of Carvalho playing in a slot team than there was a Klopp team, to be fair.
yeah, I
So
agree.
they'll have a look at him. This is what I'm saying, guys. We've got so many players. Tyler Morton as well.
Yeah.
Tyler Morton as well. We've got a bundle of players in certain positions where everyone wants them players to be new in them positions, and we've got too much there. So I don't think a lot of teams are going to do any serious transfers till the Copper and Euros are finished. And then they go get their team to go pre-season. They go see what they can do. So interesting stuff, guys. But listen, we're going to leave it there. Hour and a half, guys. At midnight, 1:30 in the morning now. Great show. Big up to everyone in the chat. You guys all stayed with us. Appreciate it. Me and K-Mac always do. Hope you're enjoying it.
I think there's only 86. Hit those likes. Let's get them over 100, please. That'd be
Whoa,
good.
whoa. How many likes?
Yeah,
We've got
it's got to get high.
172 people in the house, guys. At least be on 100
Come
likes
on.
by now. Come on, hit the like button, guys. If you've not hit the like button so far, try and get to 100. If you appreciate, I would appreciate it. Thank you very much. But guys, yeah, don't forget to go subscribe to my man K-Mac as well. Go and show him some love. Go over to his channel as well, and just put K-Mac into.
Can someone put my link in the chat as well, please? That'd be great.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it.
I'm away on holiday now, mate. Till Monday.
Enjoy.
I'm going to Cheddar.
Cheddar.
Yeah, we've got a cottage in the countryside, so it'll be lovely.
Beautiful, man. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Weather's meant to be improving.
Yeah.
The weather's meant to be improving as well, so should be good. There we go. Link in the chat. I'll just put it in.
Cheers.
There you go. Go hit that link, guys. Open up another tab and go and subscribe to my man K-Mac. Show him some love. Guys, until next time, we're out of here. Good night. Thank you very much for joining us. God bless. Bye-bye.